termed this budget presentation the make-believe budget, because there are many things in this budget that the Prime Minister never made public to the people of St. Lucia.
Senator Harold Stanislas is wary of Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre's $1.89 billion budget, which was brought before the Senate on Tuesday morning for debate.
For example, when you look at the economic growth of 2.2% and you look at the average of the ECCU, which is 4.3, St. Lucia is way below almost all the countries of the OECS. We're basically last on the list in terms of economic growth. I mean, had the Prime Minister and the government continued with some of the many projects which were started by the then United Workers' Party, I'm certainly sure that the economic growth would have been almost 4%, and that would have increased the average of economic growth in the ECCU.
Senator Stanislas also raised doubts about the nation's debt and budget cuts in areas he deems crucial.
Debt alone is growing faster than the growth of the economy. Definitely increasing debt is about 8.8%, whereas the economic growth is about 2.2%. So this is unsustainable, as well as the repayments. The repayments for debt has ballooned this financial year to over 16%. So also we're going to touch on the subsidies. You can see that there was a cut in subsidies when you had major increases in excise tax on fuel and so on. Agriculture is dismal. Agriculture is almost non-existent based on the report from the Economic and Social Review. So there are a number of things which we are going to point out in this budget. Things are not as rosy as the Prime Minister and the government is painting it to be.
But for leader of government business in the Senate, Gibeon Ferdinand, the budget is balanced and fiscally prudent.
There's something for everybody. We have from the unborn, the child to the childhood to senior citizens, pensioners. There's something for everybody. All the sectors have had some synchronized policies, from commerce, agriculture, education, health, and national security. But one notable thing about all of that, while the Prime Minister has brought in so many goodies, particularly with the minimum wage being spoken of, and the pensioners getting those benefits, there are no new taxes in this budget. So we're doing all of that without imposing any new tax on the citizens of this country.
Stanislas and the opposition, UWP, are not convinced. The latest jobs report says unemployment fell to a historical low of 14% in 2023. But the opposition senator does not believe the numbers match the sentiment on the ground.
In the presentation, there is a 14% unemployment rate. And when you really look at the ground, when you listen to people, the cries of the people everywhere you pass in this country, every nook and cranny corner of this country, people are seeking employment. People are asking you, bossman, how can you help? Where can you fit me? Do you know somebody I can get a job with? And all of that on all the blocks all over Soufrière, Font Saint-Jacques. Every day I'm getting the same cries from young people, from other persons regarding employment. So I'm very perturbed that the Prime Minister could come and say that unemployment is at 14%. Also, if you look at the Economic and Social Review, there's a supplementary note from the Department of Statistics saying that this number cannot be used at the moment because they have not completed the census. So it's after the completion of the census, then this number can be verified, and the Prime Minister never made mention of such. So I'm very worried with where the country is going. The Prime Minister is leaving everything to speculation, and we as an opposition are going to hold the government accountable.
The opposition continues to grade the 2024-2025 budget as an F, while the incumbent Pierre government, citing progressing steps such as the minimum wage, remains optimistic about the island's prospects, arguing that it is taking a pragmatic and far-sighted approach to the management of St. Lucia. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.